Welcome to Elevated Sports. I'm Kyle Johnson.
I'm Billy Mock.
And I'm James Hill.
AKA Mr. Bucks Nation.
Guys,
It gets better every time, doesn't
yes, you guys are more synchronized. And thank you for having me back.
Yeah, we didn't really have an option. You kind of invited yourself over.
I did. Y'all sent me a Snapchat and I literally texted you saying, "Where is it? Where's the office? I want to be here." And now I'm here.
Exactly.
So look at that.
Exactly.
Thank you for having me on.
What's on deck today, Kyle?
On deck today is the franchise tag tracker.
This is exciting.
This is interesting.
I really like this, okay? I'm excited. Now, as far as I understand, Billy, you have the NFC.
Yeah.
And you have the AFC, Kyle.
Correct.
All right, so explain to me then, how does this work? Are we talking about players who have already received the franchise tag, or are we talking about...
So actually, some of these may have.
Mhm.
I was looking at the candidates for each team, and the article may have been a few days. I don't know when did franchise tag open
It started Thursday.
up? Okay, so it's Saturday. So
It's only been a couple days.
I don't think.
As far as I know, I think only one or two people have received the franchise tag already.
Okay,
and
yeah.
I'll point them out as we go along.
Okay, because the candidates I was looking at, this was pre-franchise tag.
Yeah.
So these names I have, they aren't necessarily players I think that teams should franchise tag, because a lot of these teams probably aren't going to franchise tag anybody.
Right.
But I basically have one name for each team that's their likely candidate.
Okay, sure.
And then there's a few teams that they just don't really have anybody, and they're not.
There's literally nothing available to them. There's a lot of mid-tier free agent kind of guys.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Same with yours, Kyle.
Yeah, so I kind of went through each team's list of free agents. I looked at which player would be the most likely candidate to receive either a franchise tag or a long-term extension. Because ultimately, that's going to be the goal of the franchise tag for the team.
Right, it's just continuing. Now, for those of you who don't know, who may be watching this video, once a player does get the franchise tag, first things first is there's two different kinds of franchise tags, okay? There's the exclusive one and the non-exclusive one. And I want to talk about the difference between those two real quick, okay? So the non-exclusive franchise tag means that that player can still go into free agency and negotiate with other teams, okay? And if they get a contract, the team that put on that franchise tag does have the option to match that. If they decide not to match that, the team who signs that player has to give up 2 first-round draft picks to the team who had applied the franchise tag, okay? So prime example, let's say the New England Patriots put the non-exclusive franchise tag on Tom Brady, okay? Tom Brady will then go into free agency. Let's say he signs a 1-year, $33 million deal with the Chargers, okay? And New England says, we're not going to match that. The Chargers then have to give the New England Patriots 2 first-round draft picks per the rules of the non-exclusive franchise tag.
That seems like a non-lose situation.
Exactly. So that's kind of what a handful of teams will maybe do considering some of their players. The exclusive franchise tag, however, is that player cannot negotiate with other teams. That player can still be traded after receiving the exclusive franchise tag, but they cannot negotiate with other teams in free agency, hence the exclusive name for it. Another thing I want to point out, and this is actually important because we've seen this before, actually just a couple of years ago. Just because somebody gets franchise tagged does not mean that they may hit free agency eventually. If they do not sign that franchise tag, the team can rescind that franchise tag, and that player immediately hits free agency. Yeah. Prime example, Josh Norman with the Carolina Panthers a few years ago. That's actually how he ended up on the Washington Redskins, was the Carolina Panthers gave him the franchise tag. He didn't sign it. Very shortly after giving it to him, they said, "We're taking this away. We don't want to give it to you anymore." And then he immediately became a free agent, negotiated with some teams, and that's how he ended up on the Washington Redskins. So that's just another thing that can happen with the franchise tag as well. Also, the transition tag, teams do right now under the current CBA have the option of using both of those. You can use a franchise tag and you can use a transition tag. Transition tag, like what we just talked about with the non-exclusive franchise tag, you can go negotiate with other teams when you're on the transition tag. So again, example, let's say the New England Patriots give Tom Brady the transition tag instead of the non-exclusive franchise tag. He goes, Chargers, $33 million, 1 year, Patriots don't match, okay? Tom Brady would sign that deal with the Chargers, and instead of getting 2 first-round draft picks, the Patriots would get nothing in return.
That does not sound like a good deal.
So that's a difference. Franchise tag also,
No deal.
Quick difference between the two. The franchise tag pays you the average of the top 5 highest paid players' salaries at your position. So, example, for quarterbacks this year, it would be $27 million, whereas the transition tag pays you an average of the top 10 highest paid players at your position. Quarterback example again, $24 million. So those are the current rules right now. Under the new CBA that could be coming up very soon, and again, this is another important thing to update on, is under the new CBA rules, if they pass, you can only use one of those tags. So teams right now are actually kind of waiting to use franchise tags and transition tags. You can use both of them. They're not sure if they want to use both of them or use one or anything because the new CBA hasn't been passed yet. The reason being is because let's say the New England Patriots use the transition tag on Kyle Van Noy and they use the franchise tag on Tom Brady, okay? And then the new CBA gets passed. We could only use one. So you would assume, the Patriots did it before the old CBA, right? So they can keep 2. No. Any team that uses both tags and then the new CBA is passed, they have to take away one of those tags from one of their players. So the Patriots would then have to decide which player we letting go to free agency, Tom Brady or Kyle Van Noy, just as an example. So that's kind of everything that's up to date with the franchise tags, the transition tags, and everything like that.
Let me ask you this. Why would a team franchise tag a guy for a year rather than signing a guy for a year? Like, what's the difference?
To a 1-year deal?
Yeah.
Well, so example is in terms of like the exclusive franchise tag, you know what I mean?
The exclusive is they can't talk to any teams.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it like if you give a player
Kyle knows why I'm asking this question.
Yeah. If you offer a player a 1-year deal, they're not going to take that. You know,
Yeah.
So if you offer them a 1-year deal and say, hey, sign this 1-year deal, I'm not going to do that. I'm going into free agency. And there's nothing you can do about that. If you put the franchise tag on them, that prevents them from going.
But then when that year is over, what happens after that? Because then they're just going to be offering them a new contract, right? When the franchise tag is over.
Right. So once you apply the tag, you can still negotiate a new contract with that player under that year of the franchise tag. So let's say Tom Brady gets franchise tagged. Okay.
They can still offer him a 2-year deal.
And then you can still continue to negotiate a new contract. Okay. That will eliminate that franchise tag.
It's kind of like locking them in place.
Right. So the reason that teams offer that they franchise tag that player instead of offering a contract, just offering them a contract does nothing. No. They can say no and then go into free agency. But putting the franchise tag on them, there's nothing they can do about that, especially if you put the exclusive franchise
Unless
tag on them.
Unless they don't sign it.
Right, and if they don't sign it, then they can't play.
Yeah.
That's it. It's not like they can go join another team. That's why a lot of teams use the exclusive franchise tag. You know, we put the exclusive franchise tag on you. Well, I don't want that. Then you're not playing. Whereas if you put the non-exclusive franchise tag on them, I don't want that. Okay, well then you can still go negotiate with other teams. That's the difference. That's why a lot of teams don't use that non-exclusive franchise tag rather than the exclusive franchise tag. Because they want to keep, there's a reason they use it. They want to keep that guy at all costs, you know. We saw it with Le'Veon Bell with Pittsburgh Steelers.
So what you're saying is a non-exclusive franchise tag might be the way to go with Tom Brady.
Well, it's funny you say that because actually in Brady's current deal, he actually negotiated to have the tag not be an option for him. It's impossible for the New England Patriots to tag Tom Brady. I actually made that mistake in a video where I talked about Tom Brady potentially getting franchise tagged, and sure enough, he negotiated his contract to where it's impossible to tag him.
So he can't get any franchise tag?
He cannot receive any type of tag.
Okay.
He's gone.
And I know that just
broke his heart.
I know that just got him pondering. I was shocked when I saw that. And I didn't even know players could negotiate that in their contracts. Yeah. But I guess that is something that you can negotiate in contracts. Whereas Brady said, you know, hey, you can't tag me. And New England said, okay.
He's gone.
So that's just kind of everything you need to know on the tags.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
the difference between exclusive, non-exclusive, why teams use the exclusive, because it's kind of like it's either you play for us or you play for nobody. Because let's say, again, if they offered the non-exclusive, well, I don't want to sign that. So I can go negotiate with other teams since it's non-exclusive.
Yeah.
But if it is exclusive, I don't want that. Then you're not playing.
Yeah.
Then that's where players sit out. So that's kind of the all the definitions and all the rules of the tags right now.
Okay.
All right. Let's dive into our list.
You start.
All right. I'm going to start with the AFC East. First team is the Buffalo Bills. I think the Bills are going to franchise tag, or most likely to franchise tag, Shaq Lawson. Out of all their free agents, he seemed to be most likely to be franchise tagged or re-signed to a longer deal. Last season, he had 32 tackles, 6.5 sacks, and 1 forced fumble. Those are his most notable stats. He's a defensive end. He's younger.
He's 25.
Yeah, just coming off of his rookie contract. So I think the Bills will look to keep him around longer.
I think they'll try. Like he just kind of seems like a marginal talent. 6.5 is the best he's ever done in
Right.
4 years. And that's not bad. That's
No.
fine. But still, I feel like you can get a lot of guys like that.
Right.
Look at the Bucks. Bucks just got 6 sacks from Carl Nassib in a limited role 2 years in a row.
Right.
Whereas Shaq Lawson, I imagine, has been a starter for past 4 years to a certain degree.
Right.
And 6.5 sacks. It's not bad, but you'd like to see more. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, franchise tag.
I mean,
That's just kind of a limited. That's kind of just 'cause they
right.
don't
I
have
mean,
anybody
and
else.
I'm not saying that the Bills will do this, but
That's just their
if there's-
best option.
Yeah, I believe he's going to be their best option in
Yeah.
this situation.
Let's go NFC. I'm gonna save the
The South,
top. I'm saying that for last.
saving the South for last.
Let's say
There
that
you
for
go.
last. We'll go West. 49ers.
Mhm.
One of their top cans, Eric Armstead, defensive lineman.
He's good.
I don't know. It looks like they probably use it on him.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, the crazy thing with the 49ers is they invested so many first-round draft picks into their defensive line, and it paid off. They're amazing.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to keep all those guys forever. So I figure, putting that franchise tag on Eric Armstead now just to get one more year and say, let's give it one more go
Yeah.
before they got to pay DeForest Buckner. That's going to be something. They're going to have to pay some guys there. So, Eric Armstead, he's good. I think if he went to the market, if he doesn't get that franchise tag, he's going to have a strong market. Guaranteed.
Yeah,
oh,
for sure.
Man, he'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be good for a lot of teams.
I can see that.
Want to go back to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Next, I got the Miami Dolphins. Another team, I'm not sure they're really going to franchise tag anyone. I had 2 most likely options. Either linebacker Vince Beagle. He didn't have a great season. He had 27 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 1 interception. But it's the Dolphins.
They don't even have anybody worth paying.
No, they really don't.
They
And
have-
the only other player who might have even come close would be Aqib Talib. I know they traded for him at the end, or halfway through last season, but he was injured.
Yeah.
So there's a reason they traded for him.
He was on
I
the injured
think-
reserve.
Yeah, so there's a reason they traded for him. I think, if anyone, it may be him.
Getting the tag.
Yeah,
And
if
even
anyone.
then, he's 33.
yeah. That's why I don't even have him on my list here. I just remember, and after seeing Vince Beagle's stats, I'm like, well, maybe it will be Aqib.
Yeah,
If anyone.
I would say Aqib Talib more than Vince Beagle. I mean, Vince Beagle.
You can get any.
Yeah.
You can draft linebacker.
The Dolphins literally
That does
have
that.
nobody worth paying right now, except for the free agents that they're going to be signing this offseason.
Right.
That aren't from their team. So, yeah, I would say Aqib Talib more than Vince Beagle.
Los Angeles Rams, Dante Fowler.
Yeah.
I could see them franchise tagging him.
Oh, yeah. They, especially, what was the deal they gave him last year? Wasn't it around this? It was around the franchise tag number this year. Because I know the franchise tag number for outside linebackers this year is, I believe, $15.7 million.
Yeah.
Now, that's actually not good for Dante Fowler because the difference between defensive end and linebacker is $4 million difference. Defensive end's franchise tag is $19 million.
No.
Outside pass rushing linebacker, $15 million. That's where it sucks to be an outside pass rushing linebacker in a 3-4 defense.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting how they negotiate that tag. For a lot of these teams who have these outside linebackers who are pass rushers, that's going to be a tough thing to negotiate and try and figure out. Because Fowler's good.
Yes.
But do you give him the defensive end tag, which is $19 million? Or do you give him the outside linebacker, which is $15 million? They paid him, I believe, very close to that number last year just to keep him around. So I think that they would franchise tag him just to keep him around. He was good for them.
He's coming off his best season, isn't he?
Yeah. So he was good for them, and I think that they want to keep him around.
I think it's his best season since
ever
Jacksonville.
Yeah, ever.
I don't know. I think he had some pretty good seasons in Jacksonville.
Yeah, but I like that one a lot. That one, I'm almost for sure that one's going to happen, especially the way with the Rams GM, how he keeps on loading up on that defense, doesn't he? And now there's rumors that the Rams are going to trade for Darius Slay to pair up with Jalen Ramsey.
No.
They're just building through defense, which hey, more credit to them.
Hey, let's remind them who dropped 55 on them this season, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's remind him who beat him in the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. Come on, we're all in this together. Let's go. Look at that. Look at
Finally.
that. United. Oh, man. That was a good moment.
All right.
Beautiful.
The New York Jets. The Jets were a dumpster fire as well this year.
They were almost as bad as the Dolphins. Did they win 7? Did they win 7 games though?
The Jets? No, I think they were 6. I think they were 5 or 6.
Yeah, I don't think they had that many wins.
I don't know.
It's get crazy. But anyway, I had them re-signing Ryan Khalil, center.
Oh, the man they pulled out of retirement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, much like the Dolphins, they ain't got anybody to tag, so Ryan Khalil is probably going to retire again. He's probably like, I regret this decision. This is awful. Wow. So just the Jets and Dolphins, wow, they don't have a lot going. Wait, I guess the Jets have more since they have Sam Darnold and, Le'Veon Bell. But
Sam Darnold's team goes.
You know what? Why didn't you say Robbie Anderson?
No.
You didn't think Robbie Anderson?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say that's interesting. I've heard the teams are willing to give Robbie Anderson as much as $13 million per year, which blew my mind considering he's never had 1,000 yards receiving.
Yeah.
No? Okay. Well, I say Robbie Anderson, just to disagree with yours.
Oh, okay.
On the Jets.
All right. Well, our moment's gone.
What's
the
price for wide receivers franchise tag?
I think it's like 14, 15 million.
Okay.
I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's 14 or 15 million.
Okay. Seahawks. There wasn't really anybody. I did put offensive lineman George Fant.
Yeah.
Make sure not to say fart there. Fant.
Right tackle, right?
I have him offensive line. I guess. I think they said that he was going to start right tackle this year.
Yeah, he plays right tackle.
Yeah. There was I forget his name. There was another candidate, but they said they were likely not going to.
It was defensive tackle, right?
Yeah.
Jerron Reed, I think.
Yes, Reed.
It was Yeah,
and they said he was a candidate. They said they likely would not tag him, but Fant was also likely in the running to get franchise tag.
Which is interesting because, I mean, when you think of the Seahawks and how poor their offensive line has been, why would they franchise tag an offensive lineman?
Yeah,
maybe he was the only good one.
I guess, that's a good.
They did say that. Essentially, that he was probably their best offensive lineman. They're looking to potentially franchise tag him.
Well, that one will be interesting. Yeah, that one will... What? Jadeveon Clowney?
Is he free agent this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe.
He's on the Seahawks, right?
Yeah.
Hold on. I want to look that up.
If he is a free agent, put him on the list.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think they're just going to straight up sign him to a long-term deal.
Yeah, well, because I think whenever, just to correct myself here, when he, he is a free agent. just to correct myself here, when I think when he got traded from the Texans to the Seahawks, I think the Seahawks promised him that they weren't going to franchise tag him.
Yeah.
But even then, I would still do it and just say, hey, this is just you don't even have to sign it. Just let's keep on negotiating because we don't want to lose you.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I would say. So I would say Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah.
Just just with the promise of,
Right.
dude, we love you. We want to keep you, because you're amazing.
Right.
So that's going to be a really interesting situation because if Clowney does hit the market, he could go anywhere. He'd be phenomenal for any team,
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, next I got the New England Patriots. I had them franchise tagging safety Devin McCourty.
Now there's a lot of interesting options for the Patriots.
There are.
Now Brady can't get tagged, but I think that it would come down to McCourty and Kyle Van Noy.
Right. That
By far.
So I had it between those two. But I think the big piece is just the intangibles that McCourty has. McCourty is an established leader on that team. He is highly respected on the defense. He's a great player. I think they'd keep him just for the leadership he brings and, along with the skill.
I do agree with that. And, when I think of Kyle Van Noy, I really like, and this is going to sound awful, and I know you'll probably disagree, but I think of Kyle Van Noy as a guy who, he's successful in New England, and then he'll go somewhere else and not be as successful, because of Bill Belichick and his scheme and everything. I think that he would get paid a ton of money in free agency, go to a team like the Miami Dolphins or another 3-4 team and not be as effective. That's just kind of who I think of Kyle Van Noy as, kind of a guy who grew up in that Patriot system, who they perfected in the Patriot way, who's going to get a lot of money.
Right. Well, he was I believe he originally played for the Lions.
Yes, you're right.
So he wasn't drafted by the Patriots, but he kind of stepped into the role in the Patriots rather quickly.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know.
I'm looking at the names right now. Danny Shelton, maybe? Joe Tunney.
No, Joe
Tunney
would probably be the only other person I could see them franchise tagging on this team.
And I think, and he apparently, from what I've heard reported, 20 teams are interested in Joe Tunney.
I wouldn't be surprised. He's been.
Yeah, and Patriots are in a rough spot this year. They have, I think, 5 of their top guys who are going to command top dollar. They only have $40 million to work with.
Gonna have to get creative.
That's tough. I mean, I don't know how they can create cap space, though. It's tough. But Devin McCourty, that's a good pick. He's a strong leader for that secondary, especially for the younger guys,
Right.
I want to skip some of these irrelevant teams. Let's talk Cowboys real quick.
Ooh.
I thought you said we're skipping the irrelevant teams.
Oh,
Hey!
I actually give them that. Because the Cowboys are irrelevant to me. But I do want to talk who they would franchise tag. I have Amari Cooper here.
There's three options in my mind. Dak,
Yeah.
Amari, which either one, and one guy who right now it's being reported they're letting him go into free agency, Byron Jones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In that, apparently he wants $13 million a year, something along those lines. And I think that it's going to come down to Dak and Amari.
Yeah.
Easily.
And well, on our passer catch last week, if any of y'all happened to watch it, Kyle said the question was the Cowboys will go all in on Dak, meaning they'll sign him for a big contract. He said,
Will they?
Shouldn't. Will they? Yes. Should they? No. That's what Kyle said.
Now, I disagree with that.
You disagree?
I think that Dak's better than a lot of people give him credit for.
I think he had one of his best seasons last year, and they still finished with a mediocre record.
That's the thing. I look at that record. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
Amazing offensive line, amazing running back, amazing wide receiver talent, and you finished 8-8.
No, we don't know all the factors of why they lost those games. Now, if I remember,
They put up 9 points on the Eagles.
Okay, you guys really got to stop being synchronized.
That's why I'm saying Amari Cooper, because I think they're
But there's no way
automatically.
they let Dak go into free agency.
No, there's
Exactly,
not,
they're gonna
but
sign
that's
it. They're gonna
that's
sign
the
it to a
Oh,
point.
to a
big deal.
long-term deal.
Yeah, so that's why I think they'll
That's
probably
the
go
problem.
for a Cooper when
They
it comes to
shouldn't,
the-
but they will.
But I think they'd be smarter to franchise tag him because I remember it was reported that Dak was asking for $33 million a year.
Was he asking for 40 million a year? At one point?
No, that wasn't true.
That wasn't true?
No, that was never true. That was just false.
All right.
But $33 million, I mean, like that's not out of the realm of possibility. I'll tell you what: if the Cowboys won, say maybe three or four more games this year, Dak would have been a candidate for at least, he would have been top 5 candidate for MVP with his numbers that he had this year.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they lost those games. What did they go 8-8?
Yeah,
They went 8-8 in the worst division.
Yeah,
in the NFL.
I don't know I don't remember if they had a kicking problem or not. Not sure. But it is going to come down to Dak and Amari, which I hear. What was I seeing reported?
maybe we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. It was Jason Garrett.
You know what I was seeing?
There we go.
You know what I was seeing reported actually just today was that talks between Amari Cooper and the Cowboys are supposed to intensify here coming up soon.
Okay.
Whatever that means. I mean, you figured they'd already be pretty much.
They're gonna start shouting.
Yeah, that's what it is. They're gonna start yelling numbers at each other, and then
14.
somehow a contract's gonna get signed, and everybody's gonna be like, "How did that happen?" So, but yeah, Amari Cooper, that's a good one. I like that one.